Hello everybody and welcome back to Surfat Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we got a pretty good video for you guys. I think we have 4 first appearances, 3 honorable mentions, so 7 titles all to go through. Definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week ending February 14th, 2025. First up from DC Comics, Green Lantern Corps number 1. This features the first appearance of vexar'u, a new Green Lantern. Now, like we always remind you guys, it really depends on what DC does with these characters or introducing in the comics as to how important these characters are going to be in the future and how important these issues are going to be. You know, DC really has to rely on good storytelling, word of mouth, something really spectacular with these characters they're introducing to really get fans and collectors to want to hang on to these books long term. With all that being said, they are introducing a new Green Lantern here, so this is kind of a big deal in that franchise. Anytime they bring a new Green Lantern into that universe, these are books you typically do want to pick up. You know, Green Lantern, that franchise, does have a big collector base and a big fan base, so the fact they're introducing a new Green Lantern is kind of a big deal. They are introducing the Green Lantern into this Green Lantern Corps series, though. This is not the Green Lantern standalone title series. This is a Green Lantern Corps. This is volume 4 of that series, so there has been a few iterations prior, so this is not a brand new series. This is volume 4, like I said, so this series has existed in the past. This Green Lantern Corps number 1, this is more of a reboot or relaunch of this issue. So this is not a brand new series, so it's one fans and collectors will be familiar with. So that's another good thing it does have going for it. If it was a brand new series, it definitely would add a little more speculation. So this is one we do think you guys should pick up for your collection. They are introducing a new Green Lantern here for $3 or $4. You don't want to miss out on this. So grab this here for your collection. Next up from Marvel Comics, Magic number 2. This features the first appearance of Sonic Demon. Now, we did highlight Magic number 1 a few weeks ago, and we'll reiterate the same thing here. This series will have a draw for fans and collectors because of the art style. I don't really know if there's a huge fan base and collector base out there for Magic, this character, this title series, but like I said before, the art style will appeal to fans and collectors. This issue here does feature this first appearance of Sonic Demon. Don't know how important that character is going to be in the broader Marvel universe, and the fact that they're introducing it into this Magic title series. It really depends on what Marvel has planned for this character as to how important this character is going to be in the future. Like I said, this series will have a draw because of the art style, but that alone might not be enough to make it important in the future. So this one here is definitely going to be a little more speculative. Like I said, this Sonic Demon, Marvel will really have to do something in the broader Marvel universe to make this character important going forward. So this one here may be worth picking up for a spec. You know, for $3 or $4, might be worth grabbing it. Pick this up for a spec if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, New Champions number 2. This features the first appearance of Magnetrix. Previously appeared on a variant cover of Magneto number 3. This also features the first full appearance of Monte, who previously appeared on a variant cover of Doctor Strange number 8, and the first full appearance of Gold Tiger, who previously appeared on a variant cover of Black Panther number 5. This also features the first appearance of Deadpool Boy. So this issue here has a lot of first full appearances. Anytime there's more than 2 or 3 first appearances in a book, we do recommend picking those up for your collection. This creates a lot of characters for Marvel to draw from. If they bring any of these characters onto the small screen or big screen, across other storylines or other story arcs or other title series, these characters will be a big deal. And like I said, since this issue has 4 first appearances, this one here, there's a lot to draw from. Great potential on this one. So this is one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally from Image Comics, Transformers number 17. This features the first appearance of Shredhead. Now, we typically recommend picking up the first appearance of new characters in the Transformers titles. You know, Transformers, that brand, that franchise, has a huge fan base, huge collector base. Anytime they introduce a new character or a new Transformer into that series, these are books you typically want to own. You know, for $3 or $4, you could be sitting on a huge winner here if these characters go big. If they bring these characters into one of the new Transformer movies, you know, this is going to be the first appearance. Collectors are going to race back and try to find this book in the secondary market. So typically it's worth picking these up. So in my opinion, this is one you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And now for the honorable mentions. From Image Comics, Bug Wars number 1. Slade Slaymaker is a kid from Alabama, suddenly lost in a vicious world of marauding ant armies, spellcasting spider witches, and beetle-riding barbarians to decide the fate of his family. Now this one here sounds like it lends itself easily to a small screen, big screen project, and you know, Image Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up and optioned in the past. We always mention this with these small press and indie publishers. These books get optioned for the screen. That's definitely a big price driver. They don't really have to make it to the screen. Just being option alone is enough to kick up the price on these. And Bug Wars sounds like it could easily lend itself to a feature film or a streaming series, especially an animated series. So this one here, in our opinion, has great potential to be optioned. Definitely a great spec. Grab this here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list, but definitely keep an eye on this one. Next up from Image Comics, The Hive #1. A worker bee's life changes when he crosses paths with a few stragglers trying to stay one step ahead of a queen with immense power who is determined to control her hive no matter who she has to kill. So once again, this sounds like it can easily lend itself to a small screen and big screen project, and like we just mentioned, Image Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up on option in the past. This here will definitely be speculative if you choose to pick it up, because if this doesn't get optioned, get picked up, get on the screen, get in front of a lot more eyes, this one here might not go anywhere. You know, for these small press and indie publishers, it's important to get these new titles, these new series, in front of as many people as possible. Hitting the big screen or small screen is the best way to do it. So if they don't get optioned, these books really have a hard way to go. Doesn't mean they can't be optioned 10, 15 years in the future. So in our opinion, these are always good specs. We're a big fan of these small press and indie publishers, especially from publishers such as Image Comics, Boom Comics, a lot of these bigger names that have had titles picked up on option in the past. So in our opinion, it's still a great spec. For $3 or $4, you definitely don't want to miss out. Grab this first spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. And lastly, Return of the Living Dead #1 from American Mythology Productions. Now this we put on the list solely because the cover art is by Mark Spears. And Mark Spears is becoming a huge name in the industry. He's been around for quite a while, but he gained popularity with his Monster series. That Monster series has done really well. Huge fan base, huge collector base. A lot of those issues went back to reprints, and the reprints sold out as well. So Mark Spears, anything about Mark Spears right now is going to be pretty hot. That's why we put this on the list. Because this Return of the Living Dead by American Mythology Productions, this is definitely going to be a low print run. Definitely going to be under distributed. A lot of shops are not going to carry books by this particular publisher. I haven't really heard of much they've done in the past either. So like I said, a lot of retailers won't carry these titles just because they don't think they're going to sell. So because of those factors, this will be undersold when it comes out and under collected. Whenever you have those conditions, that could be a big price driver. If years later this becomes a hot book, there's not going to be many of them out there. So in our opinion, this is a great spec. If you can find it, definitely pick this up for a spec. So there you have the 7 titles we have for you guys this week. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. As always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.